Hey y'all, it's me, Niecy Lynn. This is the 21st of January, Friday. This is Flosstube 108, and I have such a mess here in front of me, but we're gonna try just to soldier on because I didn't know how else to do this today, which is usually the problem in my life. I can't figure out the best way to do something, so I just go on with it. So, we are gonna jump right on into whips. I hope y'all have had a good week. I have had an excellent week. I don't think I mentioned it last week. We have been waiting, and I can't believe I finally got to go. Micah bought tickets to Hamilton 3 years ago, pre-COVID. And she, myself, and Mama were gonna go. It finally happened. We decided not to, since it was late and we were gonna stay in the hotel downtown, not to take Mama, that might be a little too confusing and get her discombobulated. So Kimmy James went with us. So if you have not seen Hamilton, it's on Disney Plus, which we've watched it on Disney Plus and loved it. Micah had seen it pre-COVID at Casa Manana in Dallas, and it was excellent. So excellent. I can't say enough good things about it. Lin-Manuel Miranda did it. He did Encanto, which is also on Disney. It's fabulous if you haven't seen it. But we really enjoyed it. We had a lot of fun. It was packed. You had to show proof of your vaccination before you went in, and you had to remain masked the whole time. So they honestly were doing the best they could to keep everybody inside, and especially the performers, because they have to do this night after night after night. If you think about how many millions of people are coughing germs on them, I can't imagine. But it was so wonderful and so worth it, and we had the best time. And I love the King. I love the King. I understand the King. I mean, to remind you of my love, da 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 da. I mean, I get it, man. It's like my children. I rend a perfect body to get you here. Now you are not going to act like this, okay? This is how I'm getting the King. Kimmy, however, does not like the King. And so whenever he would come out and we would all clap, and Kimmy would lean over at her mother and say, "Mom, I just don't understand why everybody's clapping. He's not a nice man. He's not a nice man, Mom. Why is everybody clapping for him?" And there were these two ladies sitting next to her, and they were so tickled at her running commentary every time the King would come out, because he is my favorite. And so she was very perplexed. She, I guess all this time, has thought that her sister and I were the only people that love the King. And to think there was a whole place full of people that were happy about the King, it was just too much for her. She could not get on board with that love at all. So it was fabulous and fun and so nice to get out, and we just dressed up and went to dinner and had breakfast the next morning. So it was really, really nice. We had a great time, and I really appreciate Micah getting the tickets and not giving up all these, because of course, they've let her know they've canceled, do you want a refund, da da da. And she just kept saying, no, we want them, whenever they come, we want to go. Whenever they come, we want to go. And so we finally got to go. So that was fabulous. But on my whips, I realized that my January 1st start, I had forgot to work on it anymore. And I hadn't showed it at all. And so I felt sad and bad about this. This is Little House Needleworks, the North Wind. It is so cute. And this is my first attempt at 40 count. This is 40 count and Sea Storm. And it wasn't, I can't do it in the evening. I couldn't stitch on it in the evening. I can stitch on it earlier in the day, but not in the evening. I can't see it good enough in the evening, even with my light and my cheaters. But it is beautiful. That's the head of the little robin and the snowflake. Let's see if I can get them both up here. So you can see, so I've got the side of the border and started across the bottom, and then the snowflake, and then the little head of the bird right here. So I didn't get a lot of progress on it. I did enjoy it. It wasn't as daunting as I thought it would be, which I was shocked. I really was afraid that I wouldn't be able to do it at all. So that has been nice, but it got set behind when I pulled everything out that day. It got set behind, and I don't think I even showed it, but I haven't worked on it since then, I know. So that is horrible because it just got slid behind another bag and has not got touched at all. Now, who's up next? I forgot to even write that one on there. Okay, I got a little bit on Jessie. Let's get her out here. This is Jessie Watson by Hands Across the Sea. She is nearing the finish line. She is so beautiful. She has been the Autism Awareness Sal with Barbara the Raspberry Stitcher. I worked on finishing my windows and doing there's a little funny row right across the top of the bricks right before the roof starts. And it is 2 wide and 1 tall. So it's a little bit odd. I've never done one like that, I don't think, so much before. Right here. But it is beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So I finished my windows and did that row across here. Oh, and I took the rest of the green up the side there. So next week I'll work on the roof, and all I have left is the roof and the chimney, and then there's the heart here that's made out of eyelet stitches, I think. And then I'll put Sally Coleman across the bottom there. I have enjoyed this stitch so much. It isn't too huge. Let's see if I can figure out how tall it is real quick. $133 by $199. So it's not giant, but it is just it's perfect size if you were looking for a first sampler, and except for that little row there, I think everything is Ada friendly. That little row you could just skip and your ceiling would be half a row shorter, or you could bump it up and make your row, half a row taller. That's the only half I think that I've come across on anything. And the eyelets you could easily do as, if you don't like eyelet stitches, you could do smearing crosses, or you could just do them in, when you look at the picture, if you don't like specialty stitches, it's right here, that heart. You could just do it in cross stitch. You wouldn't have to do that. So if you're wanting a sampler, and I'd say this is a good one to start. The border isn't wonky. Some borders aren't the same all the time. The pattern varies, and this one doesn't. The pattern for the border is the same all the way around. I love how Barbara divided it up for us so that we just did part of the border and part of our stitching all the time as we went along. I still got the weird light coming in here, so we're just gonna fight it again this week. But I really enjoyed this, and I'm gonna be a little bit sad to have it done, to be honest. I'll miss it. I will miss it. Now, of course, if you haven't seen Laura and Brenda this week, they got out all their Hands Across the Seas, and we're showing them, and they are amazing. I think it was this week's one. I got to watch a little bit, not much Flosstube, but a little bit this week. So that was nice. Let me see, I forgot to put this back in here, y'all. And I think that's what happened to that one last time. I was, when I put things up in a wrong order and caused a problem. I worked on the Drawn Threads, A Spot of Winter. I'll have a finish on it this week, I think. It's, I'm about halfway, I guess. Yeah. Try to stick it on here. And of course I just stuck my little needle right in there. Let's see. I'll just pull it off and let it thread be like that. There we go. Because I'm still struggling with these up here. There are these little, I don't remember what it calls them. Double cross eyelet stitches that my brain is having a struggle with, and I figured out why, so I think I know how to fix it, but because you start on a half stitch. So I think that's what's got me all messed up. And now I'm changing, it has a TUV WXYZ because it's part of a series that you can like do all together. There, so I changed my TUV to say ice. And then I'll change the WXYZ, I think, to say snow. So it'll say ice and snow on here because I just want to have it for a winter, just for a winter piece and nothing else, just winter. But it is beautiful. Those little birds are so cute. I did mine a little more brown. Theirs are a little more brown gray. It calls for weeks and DMC, and I didn't have all the weeks that it called for. And so I just grabbed some things and got busy, as I'm prone to do. But I have left it. It's just on a piece, a leftover piece of another project, and it's fitting in there just fine. It's so cute. So cute. And I love all their little specialty stitches, and I'm gonna love when I learn the eyelet double cross because it is, boy, it's giving me a hard time. Y'all, I'm not putting anything up the way it goes today. Hold on. Let me put this back in here before I lose my threads for this. Okay. These are what I pulled. I think I pulled just, I have a couple of, no, because I'm not using those for this, I don't guess. So, they look like a rat's nest, but they're real pretty on this. I love it, I love it, love it. And it's called Spot of Winter by the Drawn Thread. And like I said, they have a little, there's one for each season. I thought it said on here. This is the last in a series of 4 seasonal spots. So the spot of, there's one for every season, and you can stitch it like all in one piece if you want to. But it really is cute. So, so cute. So I have been having fun with that. I've just been kind of all over the place. Like I said, we spent the night at the hotel. I didn't take any stitching because I figured I'd be tired by the time we got done and it would be time to go to bed. And it was, because Mike and them go to bed earlier than we do anyway. And so, and of course, Kimi, she made it till like, I think she missed part of the very last song. She was trying so hard to stay awake, but she got sleepy before it got done. So she missed the very, very end song, but she did so good. But I didn't take any stitching with me, so I didn't get any stitching done that night at all. And then that afternoon, I went with her to pick up, and we went and got Kimi and Arya's second COVID shot. They were due for their second part of their vaccination. And so then Aria went with her daddy. He met us after their shots, and they were going to go bowl and play at the arcade, because she absolutely could not have. She would have been, she goes to sleep not long after, you know, it's time for the show to start. So they were gonna go do fun stuff and then go home. And so that's what they did. And so I didn't stitch any that evening or that night or the next morning. So I am kind of surprised that I got as much done as I did. But we didn't do a lot on the weekend. James decided he wanted to get out a little bit one day. We went and walked around at a different antique mall, and I found a few things. I'll show you all in a minute. And of course, it wasn't set up on a grid kind of a system. It was more set up on like nearly like a wagon wheel. Some of them were like kind of pie shaped, and he did not appreciate. He did not appreciate that at all. So whoever you are that has that antique mall, y'all need to recognize there's some people will be struggling when things are not on a grid. And I mean, I don't know if I saw it all. It was cut up so strange that at one point, because I don't go with him, we go at different paces and look at different things, right? And so I was peeking down and watching him over on the other thing. And it took him probably 45 seconds to know that I was watching him, because it was cut up so weird all through there. So it was definitely different. I had, I mean, I always like going, I just like looking at different things and having something different to do. And it's you know, you can walk around and get out a little bit, and they're usually not crowded. So that works great for us. But that was about the only place that we went. So I did get, and he was off on Monday. So Saturday, Sunday, Monday, we got a lot of stitching. I did have extra stitching time. Spookhouse Selfies got a little bit of love. I got these, I guess it's a background is what you call it, because you see his little eyeballs, the mummy's eyeballs go right on top of it. So I got that stitched in right there. This is just on a piece of green. I think it's probably 16 count Ada that I dyed with, I think apple and camel red dye is what make that army green. And this is just one of the three Halloween pieces that I want to just work on off and on, and try to get them done before Halloween comes around next year. So hopefully I will make some progress on that, we hope. But he's fun to stitch on, and he's an easy one when it's late and my eyes are tired or whatever. I can stitch on him because he is very easy then to see. And he is from Just Another Button Company. If you buy the button pack from them, and I think it must be, that must maybe be the number of the button pack, then they send you the pattern. And the buttons are those cool little eyeballs in the candy and the jack-o'-lantern's mouth. So it's got the jack-o'-lantern and the mummy and the Frankenstein monster on there. So cute. So he got a little bit of attention, which made me happy. I did not get, I didn't post the winners. I thought I would go back and do that, and I forgot to do that. So I drew them. So I have last week's shares and this week's shares that I'll announce at the end, because you know, life, at least my life. Maybe I'm sure other people are probably much more organized than they keep their business. Oh my gosh, I just did it again. Y'all, what in the world? I mean, I didn't finish my second cup of coffee, but holy moly. This is on 28 count straw by Weeks. It is Miss Margaret Ann Rollo, just stitching along. She is available as a download from Krista's shop. It is, or you can look at, it's just stitching along at Gmail if you have questions about it. She did not do, this was a special deal with this tote last year, I think, at Christmas, with Evertotes. And so now I think they're about all gone, but they are still available as a PDF. My neck is getting hot, y'all, sorry. I just pulled my own colors. I think I've got all Wicked Stepmothers on here. I've got Santa Baby, Peppermint Twist, Oh Christmas Tree, Blueberry Hill, Blue Bayou, Paper Roses, Barbie Girl, and Penny Lane. And I love them. That is a color palette that I can get behind right there. And on this straw, is it light hitting that? I just love it. Love it, love it, love it. There's my back. Sometimes y'all ask me about my back. There's my back of that one. But I got Annie and Daddy's names done on here, so I'm like crazy excited about it because I'm horrible about gridding things out. I want to just stitch it because I am that kind of harem-scarum person. And so I just finally made myself do it. I did the little over one, I did and over one, and the rest is all full cross on here. Yeah. She doesn't have any over one. I added that, is what I'm trying to say. So this is an Ada friendly sampler. It's not huge. It also comes with these two on here though. So you get the little round and you get this one, and then you get the sampler here. And then she also gives you can put Merry Christmas in here instead if you don't want to put Miss Margaret Ann Rollo. But Miss Margaret Ann Rollo is, I was trying to see how big she is. 101 by 134. So she is not daunting at all. So there is Annie and Daddy, Annie and James Ledbetter. I think I'm gonna put a little star over here because, you know, my daddy's been a deputy sheriff all my life. And then I'm gonna put a heart here on this side. On the chart, her name, they have two little, I don't know, flying pinwheels or something on either side of her last name and the year. So, but now I'm into the fun down here, so that'll be super fun. But like I said, I just did the and over one, and I don't know why the ends are so huge, but that's the way she stitched them up there, so that's the way I stitched them down here. I did alter the M and make it a little bit skinnier. I'm not perfect. Let me tell you what I did wrong, because the way I do things. There's a difference between the way I should do things and the way I do things. The N, I should have used that first line I made as the back side of the N, but I was, I think it was when I was watching Carol, a Stop Black Stitcher. I did that one, and then I did my N too long while I was watching her and had to fix it. But I used it as the front, I used the line as the back, I should have used it as the back side of the N, and I used it as the front side. So, but I love this thing. I am going to be sad to give it away kind of because I love it. But I'm going to give it to Daddy and Annie. And it has been a beauty to stitch on. Like I said, it's that 28 count straw by Weeks Dye Works, and it is very nice to stitch on. Very, very nice to stitch on. I've really enjoyed it. I will probably stitch the two smalls too, just to have for me, but I won't, I probably won't give them to Daddy or Annie. I'll probably just keep those two, but I think they're gonna really like it and be very excited and happy to get it. They don't know I'm making it either. They don't watch. Okay, here we have winter. Now we talked about Cricut winter, right? The Cricut collection winter. I've got 10 things going in here. Hold on. What a mess. Okay. And one of y'all said y'all accidentally got this one instead of Welcome Winter by the Drawn Thread. And I said, well, I'm going to start that one so we can stitch it along too. So it is here. And I'm just going to hold it up like this. As I folded my fabric over while I was stitching. And as you can see, I just stuck my needle in it when I set it down. So I nearly have the W on winter totally finished. I need to put the snow on it and finish my little bird up top. And this, I think, is a cup of tea up here in the top of the W right here. So I've got my little house nearly finished. I need to do the cup of tea and finish the bird and then put the snow on the center right there. And I'm using it 2 over 2, 2 threads over 2. They're all DMCs. There were so many that I decided not to try to do any kind of a conversion. There were so many colors. So I just grabbed out the DM. But you can see they are beautiful. Beautiful. And on this blue, oh my gosh, the light. There we go. It's just so pretty. So pretty. I love it. I love all the reds and this turquoise in here with it. It's just super duper fun. So, so fun. It is not a hard stitch. There's just a lot of stitching to it and counting and all. I think the I will go faster than the W did, but then the N is going to take longer because the snowman. So the I should be pretty fast this week, but then the N, in between the N and the T, that snowman is a big old block of stitching. So I should be able to outline it and just fill it in though. So hopefully it won't take too terrible long. Like I said, if I don't get it finished, I'm not fretting about it. It's not, none of this has to be finished this winter. The only one that's a gift is the one to Daddy and Annie. And their anniversary isn't until March. I probably won't be able to stand to wait that long to give it to them, but I might. Just because I don't be able to stand waiting that long very good. Well, I can't get my, there we go. Got my little clasp fastened. Okay, and then I had Woolly Winter by Shepherd's Bush. It is hard for me to stitch on. It is a little bit hard to see. It's dark. And so I just have been doing little bits of it. And I do mean little bits. It says, let me see, let me hold this up, get this on here and then I'll hold it up. And my fingers don't seem to be working. Where's the pity? So this is Shepherd's Bush Woolly Winter. It is a kit. It is so sweet. And Ari and Kimmy loved all the pinks and the purples. So they're watching this one, but I have not got a ton done. I came in, I don't know if I had Mittens Bright done last week or not, but I started on the little hearts up there above it. Yeah, those are, so I've got little hearts, and then above and below that will be the specialty. You start the specialty stitches, so the little bands of specialty stitches. But that's just as wide as it is. It's real small. But it's going to be very fun to do and to see how it progresses along. It's beautiful, like I said, and the girls love that it has purple and pink in it. They think somebody designed this just for them. So they are loving watching it. They'll have, they check on it when they come in and want to know where I'm at, if I worked on it and all that. Put that over there. I think the last one, last whip. I didn't have any finishes this week, and I did get the frame to put my Noah's Ark in by Kathy Barrett, but I didn't get it in there this week. Now this is my, oh my gosh, Frankie. And bend it all to pieces. This is my Lena Love Is Not All by A Wicked Stepmother. I am working on my words and I'm loving it. Loving it. I just pulled a bunch of colors. Mainly Wicked Stepmothers. I have this cherry bark on here and then this one sulky. This is the sulky I'm doing as the border is, yeah, 4007. 4007. This is available on her website as on her Etsy site, sorry, as a PDF. I guess I need to do it that way maybe to get it to fit better. This is on a piece of what I think is 32 count vintage rose. James Williams made me so happy when he came in last night. He said, hey, let's not go get our burger tomorrow night. Let's just stay home. I was like, hallelujah. Y'all know I don't like no cold weather. And it has been cold. It was, I think, 27 here this morning. It was below freezing nearly all day yesterday. And the wind is like, yesterday blew like, I don't know, 30 miles an hour. So it was insane. So I'm all for staying in when it's like that. I don't like the cold weather. But I got some more of my words done. Yeah, I might be driven to sell your love for peace or trade the memory of, and it will say this night for food. It may well be, I do not think so, or I do not think I would. So I worked on more words. I don't think I did any more on this side. I might have done a little, but I don't think so. But I just did more of my words. So I have 2.5 more lines of words, and then my house and my trees and all this. So it's coming right along. This fabric is beautiful. I'm loving the colors. This is Hey Jude. Hey Jude. And this is the Sulky 4007 around here. And it's the color. There, maybe that's more like it. Yeah. So, and thank y'all for laughing about me knocking the thing over last week. And I'm so glad I didn't say a curse word. But I'm trying to be more careful this week. I'm trying to keep my boards over here by me and not over by the camera. I did get, well, I kind of grounded the Jeep. Keely came by and looked at it yesterday when I got in from Hamilton and went out to get the recycle out. I noticed there was oil under the Jeep. So Keely came by and looked at it. James tried to look at it that night, but it was so dark. Even with the light on in the garage and his flashlight, you couldn't see very good. And so Keely came by and had lunch with me yesterday. So my baby came and had lunch with me yesterday while I was doing stuff. So and looked at the Jeep and texted Daddy about it. So until James can look at it or do something, I'm kind of grounded, which is fine with me. I don't ever mind being grounded. I'm gonna tell y'all right now, being grounded is fine with me. Oh, I also, and I don't know if I can pick this up to show it. I grabbed some of this yarn at the Hobby Lobby when I was looking for a frame for my, I looked at Joann's and I didn't find a frame for my Noah's Ark. So then we went to Hobby Lobby and I saw this finger yarn and I've been wanting, this loop yarn, and I've been wanting to try this finger knitting. I'm gonna try to hold this up without wrecking the whole thing. So I've got this far for the back of a pillow. I wanna make a loop pillow cover for the pillows in my room. And so that's been pretty fun, but I just left it laying here on the table. And in between doing other things, like if the girls have me doing stuff with them that you can't get out your knitting, and that I can't get out my cross stitch, I can run over here and work on that in between, or in between doing laundry the other day, I was doing that. So that worked out. It's been pretty interesting. I don't know that I love it, but it is interesting and fun, and it does feel really nice. Now, questions and comments. And I will show I found this was one of the things I bought. I went initially looking for the frame for my Noah's Ark at Kathy's Barracks at Joann's, and then we went to the antique mall and I didn't find anything, but I did find this. And then we went to Hobby Lobby and I found one for it. But this says it's Vanaken and Smith. I don't know what that means, but it has these weird big things on it. So I'm thinking it must have been made for some kind of needlework or something because it's really thick. So anyway, I got it. I'll clean it up and touch up the little things right here. And then, that's a nice wood frame. So I was happy with that. And then this was super fun. Look what I found. How cute is that? It doesn't roll, so evidently it was just, and I guess somebody just made it. It was $10 firm. But I guess somebody just made it for somebody because you can see the little pinned in glued. So I guess somebody made it for a family member or a friend, or they did a really nice job, but I don't see any other markings on it. And normally something like that, you wouldn't see glue if it was mass produced. So I don't know, but I love it either way. So that was a fun find. And then we did the Hamilton. And then, okay. Michelle asked about the hairpins on this guy here. Let me see here. This string, you can see it better. And I need to push that one down a little bit more. Can y'all see that right there? And right there? There's the Welcome Winter. And I put that twine on there. It'll show up easier. When I usually have stuff draping down, kind of covering it. But I have foam. Like flower foam. In there in the bottom, and so then you can see it's hanging there. So here is the spring one, and then I just take the two little pins and then I push them down in the foam and they just hang over the edge like that. Does that make any sense now that you can see it hanging there and see this one? I didn't know if that would help or not. I hope, because that's all I do. I just have it like this. This one I decided to stick on later. The other ones I stuck on in between this pieces. So you don't see this on top, but this one I thought might be easier. You see it just strings glued on there. And then I have it looped down here and this pushed through it. Like that. And then I just push the little pins down in the foam that's down in the little primitive toolbox. So I hope that helps some. Oh, and Audrey was sweet enough to send me some superstitions that she said her mama had lots of superstitions. And one of them, which I had not heard this one, was if you buy somebody an umbrella, if for like a present, you give them an umbrella. Sorry, y'all. That you're going to have a falling out. So don't ever give anybody an umbrella. And I got to thinking about it. I've only received an umbrella as a gift one time. And I never did have a falling out with that person, but it's not somebody I see. I don't know. It was a gift from Patty one time that I worked with. And so I don't know. But I had never heard that before. So it's funny how she said, and I heard don't put new shoes on a table and things like that is bad luck. But I'd never heard the one about the umbrella, so thank you for that. Charlotte, Welcome Winter, all these winters, the Welcome Winter and this Welcome are by the Drawn Thread. And let me see, I'll hold it up here. You can see it maybe. Welcome Winter is by the Drawn Thread. I ordered them off of their website. I think it's thedrawnthread.com. Yeah, no, just drawnthread.com, not just Drawn Thread. See if you can see it right there. Now you can get the pattern from your LNS, but Shelly checked for me. Hey Shelly, at Just Stitching, and you can't, they don't sell the kit to the LNSs. So to get the kit, you have to just go to their website. But it is Welcome Winter by the Drawn Thread. This one was Welcome Spring, and I've done all 4. This one is not the kit. This one I used my own thread. I think one of y'all sent me the pattern. and I loved it so much and stitched it up. And then I ordered the rest as kits. But I have loved doing every one. They are beautiful, beautiful designs. Sue, I am praying for quick and complete healing of that leg of yours, and I'm so sorry that your husband is having more health trouble. Take care. I'll be praying for y'all. I do pray for y'all. I always say my Flosstube family when I pray. And so y'all please just try to take care. And Patty Penn had 2 back surgeries 3 weeks ago. Please try to rest up. Back surgeries are so much too much. Like I said, Daddy has had several and we've seen the recovery. However, my cousin Lisa and my Aunt Lainey, neither one of them has had as good a luck as Daddy did. So just try to be careful and do everything they say. And Youngblood Sue's, yes, Fauna's tip for interfacing does help a lot. And let me see if I can find one. I always do it when I'm gonna sew. I don't always remember to do it when I'm gonna like put it on something. Let's grab this guy here. But it does help keep it from stretching. The problem with this, not only is it the Lugana is stretchy, but it's so long. The long pieces are so much harder for me to get straight. It's just a pain. But you can, yes, if you will take your little piece of interfacing and iron it on behind your design on the back side, it keeps it from being stretchy, and it, there's a little piece of fuzz on that one, helps stabilize it. And I don't always do it on these. I probably should, but I don't. This is the Snowy Chalk Talk. And I loved doing all those. The little bag is over in the living room. But yes, that does make a huge difference. Huge, huge difference if you do that. And Charles says he is too much Charles. Yes, I can see that. And he said he wished he could make me teeny tiny and just carry me around with him in his pocket. And all I know to say is I don't know how to get teeny tiny, but James Williams probably say just holler, because he probably gets tired of me. Feels like he needs a break. He is so funny, y'all. Have you ever known anybody that had one of those, like a Great Dane or a Rottweiler or a Saint Bernard or something? I thought it was a Chihuahua. James Williams is giant. He is 6'4". He is giant. And he ain't no tiny skinny thing. I mean, there's plenty of him. But he does not think he's giant, okay? At all. And so, I don't think I told y'all this last week. He was drawing my bubble bath. He was making me a bubble bath. And he leaned on the towel bar. Now, y'all, I am not 6'4" and giant. And I would never lean on the towel bar. But he leans on the towel bar to grab my bubble bath on the other side of the bathtub. And of course, what happens? It falls off the wall, you know, and it bent the little thing that hold it, so he was going to have to redo it and everything. But I was just like, I don't understand how anytime we go somewhere, he'll start like stepping back to look at something. I'm like, stop, 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 stop. Because there'll be a little old lady or a child behind him. I don't know. I do not know, but that popped in my head talking about. Anyway, Charles. I guess talking about me making me teeny tiny made me think about how giant he is and how he does not see himself as giant at all. And it is a problem, a real problem. So maybe if I scoot this way, this will get off my face like that. There we go. Charles said to tell Danielle that he lived in, I'm probably going to butcher all these names, Danielle and Charles, so y'all can be laughing real hard, that he lived in Amsterdam in Spew, like that, and in the late 90s on Voetboekstraat was the street, in a house I think he said was built in the 1650s. But he said the next street over is Hanbagstraat. on Backstop. But it has the best, what we would call a French fries. He said it was called Blanc frites on the planet with all these cool dipping sauces. And so I thought, so he said tell you that that's where he was and that he loved it, and he has since gone back just to have the fries. Now, James Williams and I had this talk the other day, and now I will take a baked potato over fries any day. I don't know why, but that's just me. Now, and I will turn down fries if they're not good. Like, to me, and I know I'm going to cause a big uproar right here, McDonald's French fries ain't worth eating. I know, all y'all screaming right now. If the only thing I ever had to eat was McDonald's French fry, I'd probably starve to death. They are just, the texture of them is wrong. The texture of the fries at the In-N-Out burger, to me, wrong. I am just, now the waffle fries at Chick-fil-A, I will eat. But I am just, that I would prefer a baked potato. I did twice baked potatoes this week with extra potatoes I had, and I did twice baked potatoes, which I love. I used the Pioneer Woman recipe, except I left off the bacon because nobody needs, I mean, James thinks he needs bacon all the time, but he don't. He wants bacon all the time, but he don't need it. Nobody does. It's too much fat and grease and all. So he was already getting steak, so he did not get bacon on his twice baked potato. But, and yes, I have had a fire at a wedding. It was one I went to, not one I worked putting together, thank God. But please remember that tulle is very flimsy, and candles flicker, and wind blows. And yes, it caught the tulle fire, and one of the groomsmen blew it out. So, but it could have been a disaster. I've seen all kinds of horrible things. Wedding bouquets tumble down the stairs before the wedding started with Gerber daisies, which y'all know they shatter if you look at them wrong. So, Lord have mercy. Yes, y'all just go to the courthouse, please. Run off, do a destination wedding at Mexico, something, I don't know. Just, it's too much. For me, it's just too much. And okay, Kathy, welcome winter. You ask if it has a DMC conversion. Here's the thing, they don't give a DMC conversion on there, but they tell you the color. So it'll say, you know, coral, black, dark blue, like this. So then you can just grab one of those colors. So it doesn't give you a specific number, but it tells you, I mean, because yes, I don't know, if I was looking at it and it said Dinky Dyes 207, whoop whoop, I would not know what color whoop whoop is. But it says beige. 229 shades of wine. I would think that would be a burgundy red, but it specifically says red burgundy on there. So they're really good about that. Some of the ones do have DMC on here though. Let's see this one. I have seen some that do, I swear. Yeah, I can see this one is the drawn thread, has DMC in weeks. It doesn't give you a conversion, but here again, you can pretty much guess what colors, bark, garnet, and spruce, you know. So they don't give you a specific number, but they do make it where you can easily pull out of your thread collection without having to pull all your hair out, which I do appreciate. And Frankie is back opened up. Vicky, the problem with me trading is I will forget. So if you catch me at the end of winter, I have not, have I stitched, oh, I've stitched autumn. I've stitched autumn. So, but if you can catch me at the end, I'll try to remember, but I forget if I do not keep specific notes. I try to keep notes on things and then I lose them. So I don't promise that I'll trade, but I have stitched autumn. It is beautiful. I was just gonna say I hadn't, but I have. I stitched it smaller. It's smaller than my winter, and I'm not sure why. I must have stitched it on 18 or something maybe, because it's pretty small. I think I showed it in something this fall, but I do love that one. But watch me, and if you can catch me, I will trade. Sherry said her hubby gets to dive in the aquarium in North Carolina, and I think that would be So fabulous. I've snorkeled a lot of times, and we usually go on a private snorkel so we don't have to. Listen, I can swim like a fish. And if I have to stay on a string behind somebody, because most of these people I've found on these things can't swim. And I don't know why y'all doing the snorkel thing. I guess because you think you're going to hang on to the line. But I ain't wanting to be stuck behind you, no swimming people, hanging on to no line. So there's enough of us when we go together that we just get a guy in a boat, you know, a private thing, just us. And then we can actually snorkel and swim with them because we're all good swimmers. So I have not ever got to dive. I would love to, but it's just one of those things that anytime I've been in Mexico, I've never, you know, they'll give you the little certification to go out that day or whatever. You have to take the class. But I never have been able to get my time frame situated and all that. So one day I will scuba, but I love to snorkel. I love to swim. I love to be in the water. It is my favorite thing. And the swimming pool mocks me this time of year because it's freezing and I can't get in. Frankie is back opened up. So Wicked Stepmother, she and Rhonda are back at it. And Shelly and Tony ask about emails. I'm at NiecyLynn at Yahoo. NIECIELYNN at Yahoo. I think I put the notes in last week. I hope I did remember to. I've updated them this week so they're ready to go. So my email is listed on the little drop down from the description. It's on there. Jan, I'm gonna tell you, she's in Burnett, which is not far from Marble Falls. Yes, and she said she picked up a chocolate pie when she was at the Bluebonnet Cafe. And Youngblood Sue says that's the one place that she was going to hit. Yes. Marble Falls, if you could drive through there and go to that Bluebonnet Cafe, oh my gosh, I love it. They have the most fabulous pies. And so, Jan, I think we should each go and get a pie, and then we can share with each other. I'll give you half of mine, and you can have half of yours, because they have this beautiful meringue, and oh my gosh, they're all fabulous. Beautiful, beautiful pies. So yes, I think that's a great idea, Jan. And Becky, Crafty Mama, and Teresa, I hope y'all are feeling better this week. This time of year especially seems like it's real easy to get just kind of, down in the dumps, and things just, I don't know. When the sun comes out, I feel much more hopeful than I do when it's the winter time. It is not my time. And so it's very much for me, and that's the face that the YouTube will pick for me to make as a cover. Oh, and Michelle asked about this. This Around the World quilt was made by I called her Granny. She was actually my great grandma. She was my dad's grandma, and I was the last one that got one, as far as I know. But it's Around the World. It's done in ginghams, and I guess they were maybe an inch squares before she pieced them. She pieced it all. I got the top, she pieced, and then my mama quilted it for me. And I've used the pudding out of it, and I probably shouldn't, but I love having it out. I love seeing it. I love touching it and thinking about them too. Granny had little bitty green glasses like this, and they were like Coke bottle bottoms, no joke. They were like horribly, horribly thick. And she would always want to get me what I wanted. So like if I wanted some cornflakes or something and it was dinner time, she would always let me have them. And good old girl would say, now you need to wait. We're fixing to have dinner. And she'd say, Velma, I'm gonna get that baby some cornflakes. And she would get them for me, so. And Mama, she lived until my kids have memories of my Mama and staying with her and my papa. So we're very fortunate in my family to have those memories. I read something this week and I thought, that is very profound when you think about it. 99.999% of the world are completely forgotten in 3 generations. If you think about that. I mean, at least we have things we're leaving behind to do some sort of a memory jog of us, but most people in 3 generations, everybody who even knew you is gone. That's crazy to think about, huh? So I love that I have it and that I can think about both of them and have it as a tangible, touchable thing that I have with them. So that's absolutely fabulous. So thank you for asking about it. Adrian, I have been wondering about Vienna Blood. I love me some PBS. I've been watching Hercule Poirot this week. I have the Blu-ray collection of it, and so we've been watching some of them this week. And I love them. So I've been wondering about Vienna Blood, so I will watch it, and it's one I've never watched. Grammy Stitcher, yes. When it rains here, it rains. It droughts here, it droughts. The only thing you can say about Texas weather is we have it, and it's severe. We don't have seasons, we just have weather. It'll be 80, and then 20, and then 60, and then 40. It's just the way it is. But when the rain comes, it comes and pours and floods, and I've been washed away in my car. Of course, back in the day, they didn't used to say, turn around, don't drown. And we lived way out in the country, and I was trying to get to town, and there was water on the road. And I was in a car, and I just went across it because there was I'd had to go back and been an extra 40 minutes the other way, I guess. And it wasn't at a river. It's not a bridge. It was just on the road. But there was enough, it carried me off through the ditch and up to the barbed wire fence on the other side. And I had to get out in my dress shoes, and walk through the ditch, all through that water up to my waist, and start walking out on the road. Somebody picked me up. And by the next day, of course, the rain had subsided, and so we got the car out fine. But if you've never opened up your car door and the water rushed in, it's something else. Yes, Texas, the weather is, you can't say much about it, just that it is what it is, a big fat mess. But I also need to do, I forgot to announce the things last week because I hadn't done the little random comment picker. So here we have, okay, let's see here. Kitties in the Round by JBW, Deborah Pappas. Deborah Pappas, if you will email me your address so I can get this to you. This beautiful JBW wedding bells. I love these. Thank you so much for sending these, Judy. Goes to Cindy Flinchbaugh. Cindy Flinchbaugh. Then the other one last week was Welcome Winter. The Drawn Thread Chart Welcome Winter is Cynthia Mansfield. Cynthia Mansfield. And I still haven't heard from, let's see here, Susan Lopiano. Susan Lopiano, you are the recipient of Elephant by JBW. It's so cute. So if you will get me your address, and they may be in my email and I haven't seen it because I've been gone this week. So if you've emailed me in the last couple days, then I'll get it. Then this last week was Percy by Heart in Hand. He is so cute, and I stitched him up right here. I love him. He goes to Susan Gilmore. Susan Gilmore. This other Holly House piece goes to Daisy Tolson. Daisy Tolson. And I think I have not. And Regina Stitcher, you sent me your address. So this other one goes to Regina Stitcher, so I'll get it in the mail to you. So is that everybody? Yes. So this week, I'm scribbling. We're doing the winters, JBW. Winter in the Round. This is so pretty. Look at this. I love this. JBW Winter in the Round. Use the word winter if you're interested in this year. Use the word sled. This is JBW Sledding Snowman. Use the word sled. Tell me if you've ever been on a sled before. It'll work if you use the word sled or sledding or sleds or anything. As long as SLED's in there, if I'm not mistaken, it picks it all up. But I have never been sledding, and I've always wanted to go on a sleigh ride. So let me know about that. And then this one is Little House of Needleworks. And it is so beautiful, Nantucket. And use the word ship. It is beautiful. I love this with the whale. So use the word ship if you're interested in this one. Like this clipper ship right here. Which I have been on the clipper ship in Erie, on Lake Erie. I can't think of the name of it. But it was a fascinating thing to go on and to go hear about. That was wonderful up there. And I know y'all laugh and call it Dreary Erie, but I thought it was fabulous. So I think that's everything I've got today. Oh, no, hold on. I got a little bit of Happy Mail I need to show here. And I will holler at you later. She sent me these beautiful cards. I tell y'all, when Ann makes cards, look at these. They are amazing. How beautiful are they? She makes them herself. She's so amazing at everything she does. And she sent me this one. Look at this. The cards you get from Ann, you need to just go straight up and frame them up. So thank you so much. And I will holler at you this week. And then Dottie, our Stitch and Scotty, sent me this beautiful card, which I loved. And then she said she was at her LNS and saw these, and I don't and have never seen either one of these that I know of. These Noahs. Can you both get them both in there? This one is Plum Street Samplers, Stories to Live by Noah, which I have never seen, and it's so cute. And it does have a good bit of over one in it, which I'm excited about. It is so adorable. Noah, oh Noah, he was very good, did as he was told, and used gopher wood. I love it. So cute. I can't wait to stitch this one. And then this one is so cute. It's by the Artist Collection, Noah and the Animals. I don't think I've seen this one. I think I have it. So thank you so much, Dottie. I appreciate it so much. And this one may be my next Noah stitch. I don't know. It's hard to always pick my next Noah stitch. So thank y'all so much for thinking of me this week. And y'all are always so sweet and nice. Okay, is that everything? I think that may be everything, y'all. And I'm just right at over an hour. But have a happy Friday. Have a great weekend. Stay warm. I think it looks like the weather is awful everywhere. If you, like me, and you think cold weather is awful. So y'all stay in and stay warm and just enjoy your stitching. Bye.